Sophie had always been content with her quiet life in the small coastal town. She spent her days working at a local bookstore and her evenings enjoying a cup of tea while reading by the window. Life was predictable, and she liked it that way. But everything changed when a new neighbor moved in next door. It was a rainy afternoon when she first saw him, Alex. He was tall, with dark hair and an easy smile that instantly caught her attention. They exchanged polite greetings as he moved boxes into his house. But Sophie didn't think much of it. After all, she wasn't looking for romance. She had been burned before and wasn't ready to open her heart again. Chapter 2: A Chance Encounter. Days passed, and Sophie thought little of Alex. But one evening, as she was walking her dog along the beach, she saw him sitting by the shore, staring out at the horizon. Something about the way he looked, lost in thought, almost melancholic, made her curious. She hesitated, but then decided to approach him. "Mind if I sit?" she asked, surprising herself with her boldness. Alex smiled and shook his head. "Not at all." They sat in comfortable silence for a few moments before he spoke. "I moved here to get away from the city, hoping a change of pace would help me clear my head," he confessed. Sophie nodded, understanding the need for escape. "It's a good place for that," she said softly. "I came here for peace too." Chapter 3: Growing Closer. Over the next few weeks, Sophie and Alex crossed paths more often. They began to take evening walks together, talking about everything and nothing. Alex had an easygoing nature that made Sophie feel comfortable. He was kind, funny, and seemed genuinely interested in getting to know her. But he never pushed. There was something unspoken between them, an undeniable chemistry, but Sophie tried to ignore it. One evening, during one of their walks, they were caught in an unexpected rainstorm. Laughing and soaked, they ran back to Sophie's house to dry off. As they stood in her living room, dripping wet and out of breath, something shifted between them. Alex stepped closer, his eyes searching hers for permission. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. Without thinking, Sophie leaned in, and their lips met in a soft, tentative kiss. It was unexpected, gentle at first, but quickly deepened as all the tension that had been building between them finally came to the surface. Chapter 4: The Complications. The days that followed were filled with excitement and uncertainty. Sophie found herself falling for Alex, but it scared her. She wasn't sure if she was ready to trust again, to open her heart after everything she had been through. Alex, too, seemed to have his own struggles. He was holding something back, and Sophie could sense it. One night, as they sat together on her porch, Alex finally opened up. "I didn't just leave the city for a change of pace," he admitted. "I went through a rough breakup, and I needed to get away. I wasn't expecting to meet someone like you." Sophie's heart sank. She knew the feeling all too well. "I get it," she said quietly. "I've been hurt before too." They sat in silence for a while, the weight of their pasts hanging between them. But as the moonlight bathed them in a soft glow, Alex reached for her hand. "I don't want to run away anymore," he said, his voice steady. "I want to try with you." Chapter 5: The Leap of Faith. Sophie felt a flutter in her chest. She had been scared to take a chance on love again. But with Alex, it felt different. He wasn't asking her to rush into anything. He was just asking for a chance to see where this unexpected connection might lead. She squeezed his hand and smiled. "Let's take it slow," she said, "but I want to try too." From that moment on, their relationship blossomed. They spent lazy afternoons on the beach, quiet evenings cooking dinner together, and late nights talking about their dreams and fears. Every day, Sophie found herself falling more and more in love with Alex, and it terrified her because she knew how fragile love could be. Chapter 6: A Twist of Fate. Just when things seemed to be going perfectly, Alex received an unexpected call. His old job in the city had offered him a promotion, one that required him to move back. He was torn. The opportunity was too good to pass up, but leaving Sophie was something he couldn't bear. "I don't know what to do," he confessed one night, his voice filled with uncertainty. "I don't want to lose you, but this is everything I've worked for." Sophie's heart ached. She didn't want him to go, but she also knew that she couldn't hold him back. "I can't make this decision for you, Alex," she said softly, "but whatever you choose, I'll support you." Chapter 7: The Decision. In the days that followed, Alex wrestled with his choice. He knew what was at stake. And it wasn't just about his career, it was about his future with Sophie. In the end, he made a decision that surprised them both. One evening, as the sun set over the ocean, Alex took Sophie's hand and looked into her eyes. "I turned down the job," he said, his voice steady, "because my future isn't in the city, it's here, with you." Sophie felt tears sting her eyes. She had never expected to find someone like Alex, someone who would choose her over everything else. In that moment, she knew that she had finally found the love she had been searching for. Epilogue, a love that was meant to be. Months passed, and their love only grew stronger. What had started as an unexpected romance had turned into something real, something lasting. They had both taken a leap of faith, and it had paid off. Together, they built a life filled with love, laughter, and the promise of forever. As they walked hand in hand along the beach one evening, Sophie looked up at Alex and smiled. "I never expected to fall in love again," she said softly, "but I'm so glad I did." Alex leaned down, kissing her gently. Sometimes the best things in life are the ones we never see coming. The end.